You must be
double check it's running. Yep, it's going. Cool. Alright, let's go. Oh fuck.
Yep, let's go. Oh, it will be rain.
Yeah, rainy sprint race.
Okay. Oschersleben. When do we start?
In a sec. Right, we should be on now. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Apology for the little delay getting going here, but we are ready for round 3 of the GT3 season here at Motive Racing. Got a little bit of a different format tonight, running just the one tiered. Numbers for the tier 2s were running a little bit low, so we thought might as well give the tier 2 drivers a chance to race in one division essentially and have a packed out grid here for the Project Cars 2 GT3 Championship. So here we are at the Oschersleben A course for what promises to be another great round of racing. My name's Andy, as you may recognise. I'm joined in the commentary box tonight by my usual friend in the commentary box, Sergey Haydenlove. Sergey, welcome along to the commentary box this evening.
Yeah, hello Andy. Good to be here again. Good to see these guys driving in this track. Very technical track from my point of view. I haven't seen it in other games. I didn't see this track in ACC, in F1, and I think that this track is only here in Project Cars 2. It's really technical track and it's very tricky. And as we can see, two guys now has got grid penalties, so they will start from the back. But it's a sprint race and we have our grid order. It doesn't matter now. Yeah, hope to see a good battle here. It's very technical track, very narrow track, and it will be hard to overtake here. So let's watch how these guys will do it.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got to wait and see, but should be interesting. Oschersleben A course, it's got, as you say, a lot of challenging corners there, especially that chicane in the middle part of the lap. Easy to cut it, easy to go straight on. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Bless you, mate.
Thank you. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy night. Rainy conditions expected. So I got really bad hay fever at the moment, and it's been getting the better of me the last couple of days. But yeah, rainy conditions we're expecting for the sprint race, so that's going to throw another spanner in the works for the drivers. We'll be able to see who's prepared and who hasn't. It'll be quite obvious once we get into it. But one man who I know has got a little bit of experience driving in around this track, due to the fact that he drove it yesterday in another league race, is Valeside, racing a GTE race yesterday night at this very track. So he's had a bit of an advantage over these drivers, to say the least. Let's see if that pays off, because he was scorchingly quick in the GTEs around this track, and these GT3s, very different beasts. But then again, if he's got that familiarity, that track knowledge, then it could definitely pay dividends in this qualifying session, and then maybe even the race as well later on. But Disco currently sat at the top on the leaderboard, 7 tenths he's got over Valeside at this point, and we'll be looking to right the wrongs of yesterday. Disco didn't really have the pace in another league's race around this track, so obviously that was GTEs, these are GT3s, very different beasts. But Disco Face currently getting it down at the moment, half a second up, coming through the first sector at the moment. Didn't have the best of rounds last week at Imola, did he, Sergey? He'll be back fighting this time out though.
Yeah, I think he will try to receive as much points as possible here, and we see that he's got the space. Maybe he likes this track, who knows. So hope to see a great battle between him and Valeside for the lead, and maybe some other guys will be with them for this fight for the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully they will be getting involved in that fight, but for the time being, it looks like Valeside's extended out.
Valeside.
Wow, look at that. And 27.9 from Valeside. He's over the second clear of Nando at the top of the leaderboard. Currently Nando no match for him at the moment, as he's coming into turn 1 in that Porsche. Clips the curb a little bit too much, which can shoot you off for the second part of the corner. The first part's a compromise. You want to try and carry as much speed through the second part as you possibly can. But at the moment, Jay will come into turn 1. Disco Face over the line, improves for a little bit, improves to P3 there within 2 tenths off of Nando. Can't get himself on the front row provisionally at the moment. Mace Gamer sat in the pits, DJPhil likewise. Craig coming up towards the line. What can he do? He improves by 3 seconds there and goes up into 8th place for the time being. So nicely done there from Craig. Emo guy sat just above Craig in the leaderboard. Invarmada moving up from tier 2. Obviously with the merger this week, he's currently running in 6th. As we can see, Nice Man coming up that last corner. What can he do here? He crosses over the line now and he goes... he goes stay speed 12 at the moment.
Yeah, it was an outlap, I think.
Wasn't a valid lap, yeah.
So let's watch who'll be next. And next will be Valeside. He was a bit slower in the second sector, but maybe he will be even faster now in the third. Wow, as he lost the car a bit on the exit of the last corner, but he goes faster about 1 second.
He's racing the bar at the moment, isn't he? Constantly, every single time he goes around the track, it's like he just finds a little bit more, takes a little bit more confidence out of the other drivers. Nando comes over, doesn't improve, stays in second. But Disco, what is he able to do? Is he going to get a bit of a tow here from the car just up ahead of him as he comes up towards the line? Let's see if Disco Face can put Valeside under pressure. And not really. P2. Not really putting him under pressure though.
Yeah, more than 1.5 seconds between them.
Yeah,
and he almost lost it, I think.
Yeah, he did. But it's looking very much like Valeside has got this one under control right now. DJPhilgreen coming in towards the final couple of corners. Let's see if he's what he's able to do here. Obviously, the grid order will be irrespective of what we see in front of us in terms of the timing screens, because it's a practice session, and then we've got a reverse grid based on the championship standings. We see DJPhilgreen coming over the line, and he doesn't improve by that much, 2 tenths of a second. Moves himself up into 4th place though. Mays game up towards the line, and he improves, but not by enough. Sorry, that was Invarmada crossing the line behind Mays, but Invarmada stays in 7th place at the moment. Craig Miguelito, Belmont, Nice Man out there. DJPhil currently sat in the pit box. Nice Man is coming through the first two corners now. That was Nice Man in front of Imbar Marden there. Bell started up towards the line. Can he improve? No, 10th of a second off of his personal best on that last lap. But he's still doing consistent lap times within that sort of that 126, low 127 range. So that really does not bode well for the other drivers. The fact that he's able to replicate that lap after lap after lap, and he's got quite a margin as well. So looking very ominous for the other drivers here. Disco Face coming out of the last corner. What can he do? He crosses over the line. Stays in second for now. JM grow up towards the line. Can't improve either. No, not really any improvements coming in. Emo Guy does improve slightly. 0.4 of a second. Goes up into 8th. I think he was already 8th before, but he's extended his margin back to Craig, who sat in that 9th spot. As we see Craig getting well out of the way from Miguelito. Miguelito, the reigning champion of the division here. For the GT3, he's making his way through. Let's see what he's able to do. Did he get held up a little bit, having to avoid the back of Craig? No,
but he goes B7.
Yeah, B7. Still not really the sort of form that we're expecting from Miguelito though. I thought he'd be up there trying to at least get it close to Valeside.
Yeah, 3 seconds off. He's now need to close this gap to Valeside, or at least be in top 5.
Yes, indeed. As we can see, Imbar coming over the line, and he stays in P8 for now. Can't improve.
Belmont, another newcomer to the Tier 1 tonight. Let's watch if he will be in top 10 or he will stay on P12. And he doesn't improve, he stays on P12. So who will be next to cross the line? Disco Face.
Yeah, Disco coming up towards the line, and he improves. He improves by a little bit.
Yeah, improves a bit. Yeah, but still more than 1 second behind Valeside.
Yeah, so not really where he wants to be at this point. Nando coming through the middle sector now. Desu in towards that final chicane. He's a 10th down on his personal best. His personal best was good enough for P4. Can he get himself ahead of Nando, who's only a 10th of a second above him on that timing board? In towards the penultimate corner, gets all over the grass there. He's got Miguelito queuing up behind him as well. So he may have to yield for Miguelito. Miguelito's going to be hot on his heels out of the last corner onto the start-finish straight. Desu currently sat in P4. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. Miguelito also can't improve because he got a little bit held up there behind Desu. Emo Guy coming through the first sector. Nice Man coming up towards the line. He's sat currently in P11. He goes up to P10. Yeah, moves up ahead of
Craig.
Yes, he did. So looks like most of the field in the pits now at the end of this practice session. The time's coming in thick and fast. These drivers seeing exactly what they're capable of putting on the board here. Belmont even coming in towards the final couple of corners now. Promoted to this Tier 1 division prematurely. Obviously, we had the merger between all the leagues, and let's see what he can do here as he comes out of the last corner. Belmont up towards the line in the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini up towards the line. Can't improve though. I think he stays in last place. Or P12 it was.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, he stays on P12.
So
yes, DJ Phil doesn't drive in this practice session.
Absolutely. So it's qualifying at the top of the leaderboard, but that was technically a practice session, so it will have no influence on the grid. These boys are going to do one formation lap at the start of the race, get themselves into grid order, and then once the end of that formation lap comes, we'll be green, green, green. It's going to be a reverse grid based on the championship standings, so it's going to throw a spanner in the works for the guys who've had a strong start to the season, and maybe might make the racing a little bit more exciting throughout the course of this one. Stay tuned, guys, for the sprint race coming up in a few moments' time.
And it will be a rainy race tonight, and it will be even more interesting to watch how these guys will do this, how these guys will drive in these rainy conditions. And now I'll just take a look on the grid order. So DJ Phil will start from the pole tonight in the sprint race. Then will be Craig, then Nando, then Jim Grohl, then Ian Imogai, then this comes to Disco Face, Miguelito, Maze Gamer, Valeside Racing, and then guys who were promoted in this Tier 1 race, Denshi Desu, Nice Man, Infamada, and Belmont. So that's the grid order to the sprint race, which will take part in a moment. So we have 15 laps here.
Yes, absolutely. As we can see on board from Valeside there, the rain continued to come down, but not too torrential at the moment. Just a little drizzle on the dashboards there, which may wreak havoc with the visibility and possibly a few lock-ups into turn 1 for sure on this first lap. Everyone's going to be very, very careful and conscientious of each other in these slippery conditions, that is for sure. There's Miguelito there sat in 8th place behind, or just in front of him, Armada. He's in front of Nice Man, lined up in P10, Craig and DJ Phil. Probably in the safest seats in the house, I'd have to say, for the start of the race. At the first corner, Oschersleben can be a little bit of a hairy one. So Craig and DJ Phil, I don't actually, I mean, usually you'd say that you don't envy someone who's at the back, but around this track, it can't be too much of a bad place to start out.
Yeah, I think it may be a good place to start. Maybe someone will make mistakes in front, and maybe someone will have damage and lose these positions. Yeah, all may happen now. And DJ Phil, I think, now is into the pits. Yeah, he will not start. We will have a bit another.
There's another. So that's going to confuse the grid order. Hopefully everybody realises or clocks on to the fact that DJ Phil's not here. So the pole sitter's gone.
Great.
That means that Craig takes up the mantle. Yeah, Craig's sat in P2 and trying to watch. I think he's trying to find Phil. He doesn't realise, of course, that Phil's retired from the race. So hopefully, if these drivers are listening to the stream, they'll be able to work that one out. I think Disco's just acting as the safety car at this point, because he's aware that DJ Phil's out of the race, and he's kind of just picking up that responsibility. Here we go. He's going to try and let Craig by. Hopefully, Craig clocks on here and figures out what's going on. Hopefully, Craig figures out what's going on. Hopefully, he realises that DJ Phil's out of the race. If not, Disco's actually doing a very good job here. Disco's doing quite an admirable thing, because he's trying to just get the pack to get moving, regardless of DJ Phil not being there. So that's good to see from Disco. Very nice. Very nice. Somebody using that thing on top of their shoulders, in between their top of their body. I know it's the brain, but we got Denshi there sat just behind him. Armada, Nice Man will be rounding out the field for this sprint race.
So I think we have Belmont disconnected or didn't start, and DJ Phil won't start.
So we got Disco asking where he's supposed to be starting. P5 Disco's meant to be starting.
P6.
No, DJ Phil's not there.
Ah, yeah. I'm sorry, my bad. Yeah, P5.
So pretty much in order now. Disco's just kind of slotted in as the replacement there for DJ Phil, but he is supposed to be in P5, so he's just flashing his lights there. He's telling Craig, come on, get ahead of me, but Craig, I don't think, has actually realised yet that DJ Phil's not here, so he is just going to let Disco take the start. And here we go. Surely Craig's got to figure this one out now. Surely. I don't think he is. I think we are going to go take the flag here, with Disco as the leader.
I think he will let these guys pass.
Nobody's realised. Yeah, he's trying, bless him, to let them know. But here we go. Then he's going to have to take the green flag, and no one can think any worse of him for that. Here we go. Then we're about to go lights out here for the sprint race, and it's green here at the Oschersleben A course for Motive Racing's GT3 League. Up towards turn 1. Disco Face is hopefully going to pull off and allow these guys through. Because he wasn't supposed to be the pole sitter, but he is leading the race ahead of Craig and Nando. Emo Guy there sat in 4th for me. Mace Gamer running in P5 right now. Miguelito just behind him. JM Gruel in Valmada. Valeside's already got ahead of Denshi Desu up into 9th place. And Denshi Desu down a position. And Nice Man.
Wow, and Disco lost it.
JM Gruel spun out of the first corner. Disco as well. Those two already in the wars. Maybe Disco was trying to let the pack through here because he wasn't supposed to be starting on pole. He kind of acted as a safety car there on that formation. But Craig leads the field by half a second ahead of Nando. Emo Guy's lost out to Maze Gamer. Maze is up into 3rd place. Miguelito there running just behind these. So Invalmada running in P6 there. Valeside's already up into 7th place. He's made up 4 places here on the opening lap. What a start to the race here from Valeside. Riding on board with him in the spray, as you can see all over the back here of Invalmada. He's also got Miguelito just a up ahead. Emo Guy losing out to Maze Gamer on that opening lap, has now got Miguelito in hot pursuit here as we see Invalmada getting a little bit offline there, coming through the chicane. Valeside's going to try and get him on the exit if he can, but I don't think he's got quite enough of a run out of that corner to punish him for that little skirmish there for Invarmada. He has a little look to the inside coming in towards this second chicane. He's too far back though, he's not going to get that one done as Invarmada just sticks to his racing line. Oh no, he's actually off. He's off. Velside up onto the back of Miguelito, but Invarmada losing out there to 7th place. He's still ahead of Niceman though, who's running in 8th at the moment. Oh my goodness me! He's all over the place here in the opening couple of laps. Invarmada has not had the start to this race that he would have been hoping for, that is for sure. But here we are, end of the first lap. It's currently Craig leading the field by 0.4 of a second ahead of Nando. Maze Gamer in 3rd, has made great progress at the start of this race and is right up the back of the 2 leaders as we see Craig going wide.
Maze is trying
to muscle his way through there. Nando's wide, coming down the exit of turn 2, and that is Maze up into 2nd place. Emo Guy's now trying to join his party. Maze is really wide there, coming out of turn 3 though, all over that grass there as he tried to keep the car on the grey stuff, managed to do so by the skin of his teeth, as now Emo Guy's looking to try and fend off Miguelito. Miguelito's done that move there on Emo Guy. Emo Guy's trying to hold it around the outside onto the grass a little bit. Velside's going to stop the inside and up into 5th place, so Emo Guy losing out 3 positions in the space of a lap. This has not gone to plan at all for the Flying Scotsman. Riding on board with him in the Nissan GTR, he's currently still on the back of him at the moment, but it is Craig, Mace Gamer, Nando, Miguelito, your top 4. There's Velside just in front of Emo Guy. These 2 running 5th and 6th. At the moment, you're riding on board with the bonnet cam there of Emo Guy as they're coming in towards the chicane. It's through this middle sector on lap 3 of this race, racing lap 2 in terms of actual action. But what an opening couple of laps to this race, Sergey. We've seen plenty of drama. We've seen Disco, Denshi, JM Gruel all spin out. We've seen Invarmada have a couple of skirmishes. It's been non-stop action here over the first couple of laps.
Yeah, it's a great start from the race, and let's hope to see this section from the start to the finish. Hope to see this at least in the sprint race. And now Mace is leader. Mace. Oh, and Miguelito there spawned.
I think Craig may have had a mistake there. Yeah, Miguelito's really wide there out of the last corner. He's going to lose out there. That is Velside moving up position. Also, nice man Disco picking him off. Miguelito, the trading champion of the GT3s, having an absolute horror show there, and it's dropped him out of contention here.
But Velside,
that's at the front.
I think Velside has lost the 1 position at least.
Yeah,
and there is Emo Guy. Emo Guy went really wide now. Is he trying? Oh, he didn't save it.
Yeah, he couldn't hold on to it any longer. And gosh, oh my goodness me. He's so nearly crashed into the front of Disco's car, as we can see Denshi making his way through. Emo Guy's down to 9th place here in this race. Miguelito having a look to the inside of Disco. They're side by side on the exit of turn 4. Still side by side coming out of the corner. Looks like Miguelito's going to try and run Disco out of road here. He's going to take a tighter line coming through this next section of the track as Disco's looking to the outside and trying to get him back. But he goes a little bit wide there onto the runoff. Oh, Disco there riving dangerously. But Miguelito holding on into that P7 position. He's done well there to get in front of him. Maze is opening up at the front over Craig. You've got 1.2 seconds of a lead. Nando's still running just behind him at the moment. Belmont's left the session. He didn't ready up at the start. That's a real shame there for him. Velside there running just behind him. Invarmada's made good progress since making a couple of mistakes earlier on in the race. Running on board with the championship leader here as he's trying to get something done here with Invarmada. But Invarmada, to be fair, since making a couple of mistakes on the first lap, has kind of just steadied the ship a little bit, and he started to try to... Oh, he gets a little bit of a twitch there. And Velside's going to sneak up the inside. Did not need a second invitation there. He's up into 4th place. Invarmada has kind of just kept it together since making a couple of mistakes on the first lap. Ran right onto the grass a couple of times, but he's still doing well. Not too far off the lead. He's only 5 seconds behind Maze Gamer, who is leading the race at the moment. Velside though into some clean air. Let's see if he can try and chase down Maze, Craig and Nando up front. These 3 still fighting it out. Maze has pulled out a 2-second gap over Craig at the moment, but Nando's looking to the outside of Craig, coming through turns 2 and 3. He's going to try and get that run out onto this back straight. As we can see, they're already about to lap somebody. That's JM Gruel there in the distance there. Yeah. They are about to put a lap on. So JM Gruel's had a horror show of a start to this race. He's 27 seconds down on his personal best first sector time. So everything seems to have gone wrong for JM Gruel. But he's still running in some good points there. 11th place will get some good points though.
Yep, but I don't think that he really likes his position, and he knows that now he's out of the battle for even the 10th place, and now he'll just need to let this guy through as a back marker. So I think it's a bad race for him, but yeah, I think he'll just try to finish this race.
Oh, Nando getting a bit of a twitch. He's dropped him out of the back of Craig, and now Veilside's looking to the inside. I think he's going to have that one done relatively routinely there. Veilside's up into third place. The championship leader picking him off again, and he's not too far off the back of Craig now either. And Maze Gamer's definitely within his radar at this point. Only lap 5 of 15. He's made his way from the back of the pack up into third place, and now he's got that podium. He's got the lead in sight. And oh, Maze has lost it. What's happened to Maze? Oh no, Maze has had a big moment there. He's lost it coming through the penultimate corner. He's now down to 5th place. He's 4 seconds off the back of Craig. Craig leads this race, but he's got Veilside breathing down his neck in that battle for the lead as they cross the line to start lap 6 of this race here at Oschersleben A course. They've also got JM Grill in front of them, who they've got to put a lap on in a few moments time. But that has really shaken things up at the front there. Maze looked pretty much safe out in front, but he's had a big moment there, and it's dropped him into the middle of the pack here. Veilside trying to make this move on Craig. Is Craig going to try and defend the inside line coming in towards turn 4?
Disco left the session.
Disco's retired from the race. That's really a shame there for Disco McDisco Face. He's out of this one prematurely. Veilside though trying to hassle the back of Craig. These two fighting it out over the lead of the race here, as we can see them coming onto the brakes. Looking like for the time being he's going to have to slot in behind. JM Grill still not getting out of the way. The back marker there holding his ground, which he's not really entitled to do. Veilside's going to try and sneak up the inside here of Craig. Craig sees the door open, and Veilside's going to make that move, and he's going to make it stick up into the lead of the race. Great stuff there from Veilside into the lead.
Yep, great overtake, very clean, and
Craig
without mistake. Really yeah, Craig lost it. And what about Nando? Where is he? Where is Nando now? He's a bit behind him.
Yeah, Nando's
still in Vamada and P4.
Well, Nando made that mistake a couple of laps ago. He kind of dropped him off the back. He's still in contention at the moment. Invarmada's brought himself back into contention. Obviously got overtaken by Veilside earlier on in the race, but he is making progress here through this pack, as we can see Veilside now trying to put a lap on JM Grill. He's still stuck behind him. JM Grill has, to be fair, he's got reasonable pace. He's just made a few mistakes in this race which dropped him out of the equation, but side by side here, coming down the start-finish straight, running both in the AMG as Veilside makes that move into turn 1. He's up into, well, he's cleared him.
Yeah.
He's got himself into clean air, but JM Grill definitely took his time there.
Oh no! In Vamada.
Oh,
it's in Vamada.
Oh, he's had a big shake up there. Nando looking to the outside. Maze came threading the needle down the middle here. Oh, it's through right here. Oh my gosh, Nando there had to. Oh my goodness me, he just had to thread the needle inside.
And Miguelit is trying to take in Vamada. Wow, and Miguelit is spawned.
Yeah, Nando and Maze were side by side coming out of the corner as well. They're still side by side, Sergey, coming up towards turn 5. These two, what's going to happen here? Maze is going to try and muster his way through. Nando leaves the door open, and Maze is back up into 2nd place. He's 4 seconds off at the back of Veilside right now. Maze was leading the race in the early stages, made a couple of mistakes, dropped him down to the middle of the pack. He's making his way back through up into 2nd. Has he got the pace to try and put Veilside under pressure here in the remainder of this sprint race? Currently halfway through here in this one, as we can see Maze massively cutting the chicane there, which I imagine he'll surely get a penalty for. He completely took liberties coming through that section of the track. No penalty at the moment. We'll have to wait and see whether or not that comes back to bite him on the backside later on in this race. But Miguelito trying to make this move here on Nice Man, looking to the outside. Nice Man just covering him off a little bit.
Nice Man lost.
Nice Man's lost it onto the gravel, and that's probably going to give position to Emo Guy as well. DJPhilgreen will be on the scene in a few moments' time. Possibly there he is. But Nice Man there was doing everything he could to try and defend the position from Miguelito. In the end, just couldn't hold on any longer. He loses out down to 8th place here in this race. DJPhilgreen onto the back of Nice Man. Craig though still giving some pressure to Miguelito. Craig obviously was leading this race earlier on, made the mistake, lost to lead to Veilside. He's now running in 6th place. He's trying to recover what he can, but Miguelito, to be fair, also I think a match for him here. Miguelito is the champion of this GT3 division here on Project Cars 2 at Motive, so we know he's got the pace and the talent and the speed and the consistency, but he's running just in front of Craig at the moment, and it looks like he should be able to cover him off for now. DJPhilgreen onto the back of Nice Man. We saw Nice Man have that spin on the previous lap, and now Denchi's very much in contention to try and pick up that position coming down this back straight up towards turn 3. DJPhilgreen a little bit too far back right now. Nice Man holding his ground at this point and not allowing Denchi to put him under too much pressure. Gap at the front between Veilside and Maze now up to 6.5 seconds, so Maze is dropping off of Veilside a little bit. Nando running in P3, not too far behind. Battle's kind of running thin a little bit at the moment. You've got Invarmada running just a second and a half behind Nando, and may be able to put him under pressure here if he continues to do what he's doing at the moment. But there's DJPhilgreen still running on the back of Niceman in this battle for 8th place, and they're not too far behind Emo Guy either, these two. They're only about 3.5 seconds behind Emo Guy, who's running in turn about a second or so behind Craig. So I wonder if Emo Guy's got the pace to try and challenge Craig here in this race. On board though with the Ferrari of DJPhilgreen, that very catching yellow livery here as to come onto the brakes. He's not quite in range to go for anything right now on Niceman, but he's still just keeping him honest at this point.
Yeah, and Emo Guy is now trying to overtake Craig. It's a battle for the 6th place, 4 really good points now, but for now nothing is going on there. But the Emo Guy made a great lap, it was 1:37.8, and then she will try to overtake Niceman now. No, he don't have enough space. Yeah, as I've said, it's really hard to overtake on this track as it's really narrow and no place to overtake, but you can use the mistakes of your rivals, as we can see now. Oh, Craig lost!
Oh no! Craig
spawned.
Emo Guy squeezes around the outside as we see.
And then she was trying to overtake Niceman, and
no.
he was on the gravel.
Craig's had a mare. He was leading this race at the start, Sergey. He had the lead for a number of laps. He's now pretty much down in last, aside from JM Gruhl, who's had what can only be described as a nightmare in this race. Invarmada's still running behind Nando. This is the battle for the final podium spot. Miguelito's brought onto the back of this battle as well here. There's a 3-way fight for that final podium spot. At the moment, these three are going to give it everything in this final part of this race, but Nando currently with the track position. Invarmada doing his fastest middle sector of the race so far in the spray behind Invarmada. Invarmada gets a little bit wide onto the curb, keeps it together though for the time being. But these guys running 11 seconds off of the leader rail side at this point. They're about 3 seconds behind Maze Gamer, who's continuing to occupy that second spot and not really making any headway on the race to the Vale side. Invarmada down the pit straight. He's got that toe here. Looks like he's closing in on Nando. Nando trying to cover the position off towards the inside. Invarmada's going to try and go around the outside here into turn 1. I think that Nando's got what it takes to cover that one off though. In towards the turn 1 and 2 little left right, and I think he's going to hold on. Yes he is. Miguelito onto the back of this battle here. Invarmada's going to try and get a good run out of turn 3 if he can. I don't think he's going to be able to. He's going to have to tuck in and go again on that one. But it looks like Nando's going to try and cover the inside.
Nando is defending.
Yeah, he's looking down the outside here. Is Invarmada. Oh, but Nando's got the measurement at the moment and just holds that on as he gets really wide there. Invarmada all over the grass. And Miguelito's looking to the inside here. He backs out of that one. He's not got the run enough. He's not got enough in his car alongside that portion. Has to hold position for the time being. Invarmada still looking all over the back of Nando here. Nando goes a little bit wide, coming to this never-ending right-hander, which leads up towards the chicane, but he gets away with that one because Invarmada messed it up as well. He goes wide onto the grass and Miguelito sweeps up the inside. He's going to surely have that one done, is he? Invarmada leaves him the space on the inside. Miguelito makes that move up into 4th place. Oh, and Nando's lost it! Oh my goodness! He's completely binned it out of that corner just as he had a bit of a gap back to those two. He's completely lost everything that he had there. Emo Guy's going to come through and take up P5. Nando there having a nightmare, and Miguelito and Invarmada up into 3rd and 4th, but Miguelito gaining 2 positions in the space of a couple of corners there due to the mistake there from Nando.
Emo Guy is on the gravel.
Oh no,
and Nando, yeah.
Oh,
gain 1 position.
Oh, what a nightmare there. Emo Guy's still on to the back of Nando.
And I think it was a little contact between them.
Yeah, a bit of a banging wheels there between the two of them as DJPhilgreen's coming down the start-finish straight, currently just behind Niceman right now. He's done his personal best there of the race so far. DJPhilgreen, he's currently trying to get something done here, move himself up into 7th place if he can. Onto the brakes they come. Not quite close enough just at the moment.
And there is Nando another mistake, mate.
Oh no, he keeps making mistakes. Nando is dropping backwards here in the later stages of this race. Emo Guy's now got himself up into 5th place. Nando too far back to come back at him there. You can see the battle of Niceman and DJPhilgreen continuing to rage on behind them. But Nando just, I think he's got himself in a bit of a rut now. He just can't steady the ship and get himself together, get going again. He's currently just in a downward spiral at this point. It's easy to get yourself into a bit of a downward spiral during a race. Everything just seems to be going wrong and it piles up on top of you, and in the end there's just nothing you can do about it. You just got to kind of let the storm pass. But Nando running just behind Emo Guy. There's Nice Man, who's pretty much in contention right now. DJPhilgreen still onto the back of Nice Man. Oh, Nice Man getting a little bit hesitant there onto the throttle. DJPhilgreen not able to capitalise on that just at the moment though, riding on board with him. You can see the spray from that AMG in front of him. But at the moment, looks like Nice Man's holding on to that position. In the foreground, you've got Nando dropping off at the back of Emo Guy. So Emo Guy's looking pretty safe there in that 5th place if he continues to drive consistently in the final part of this race. Back on board with DJPhilgreen as he's trying to find a way through past Nice Man in towards the last corner here at Oschersleben. 4 laps left to go here. It's been an interesting race. Velside's gap to Maze has come down, Sergey. I don't know what happened to Velside. He must have made a mistake somewhere because the gap's now 4 seconds.
Yeah, maybe Velside made a mistake and Maze will have some chances. He still has got 3.5 laps till the end of the race, and maybe if Velside will make even another mistake, Maze will be really near him, but for now it's about 5 seconds, and we know that Velside is really fast, but Maze is doing really well too. These two guys are doing a great job in this sprint race, but I think that only Velside's mistake can help Maze to win this race.
Yeah, I think possibly he would need him to mess up in some way or another. As we can see, Nice Man and DJPhilgreen still battling it out. Emo Guy is still keeping the gap to Nando right now of just over a second. But Nando 6 tenths back to Nice Man. He's still weathering that storm, and DJPhilgreen still not able to get ahead of Nice Man in that battle for P7.
Oh,
as he gets a little bit
then she almost lost it.
Almost lost it there coming over the curb. Keeps it on the track though, just about. But that spray will definitely be wreaking havoc with him right now as he rides over that curb a little bit, trying everything he can to get the position done, but he's still going to tuck in behind him for the time being. It's been some great racing here at Oschersleben here in these difficult conditions. Never easy to drive any track in the wet, but this track's one of those that is a little bit more challenging due to the technical nature of it. Nice Man. Looks like he's still a little bit too far back to go for anything on Nando. He will get the run down the start straight with the AMG power over the Porsche. He's going to have a little look into turn 1. No, there's no way he's going to make that one in the month of Sundays, as DJPhilgreen is still running just behind him, clipping that curb a little bit aggressively on the inside there. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be just clipping it a tiny little bit to rotate the car in. You don't want to be riding over it. That's the last thing you want to be doing through that.
Oh, Nice Man made a mistake, I think. On the exit of the corner, and now it's a chance for DJPhilgreen, but no, it's still not enough to overtake him. Yeah, really hard to overtake here, but these guys are showing us a great battle, and it's about the finish of the race, so it will be very soon. And these guys are still fighting for the place, for the good points. So let's watch what they will bring us till the end. If Nice Man will take Nando, or DJPhilgreen maybe will take these two.
Absolutely 2.5 laps left to go right now. Nice Man getting a little bit out of shape there out of that corner, which hasn't allowed DJPhilgreen to do anything about it at the moment. But dropping off for the back of Nando just a little bit now. Emo Guy disappearing into the distance, made that move on Nando. He is now saying see you later to this little battle. Looks like he's pretty solid, running in that 5th place at the moment, about 5 seconds behind Invamada. If Invamada was to make a mistake, then Emo Guy could be on for a 4th place finish here in this race, but Nice Man still running just behind Nando at the moment. DJPhilgreen in close contention. Nice Man's got a great run there coming out of the last corner. He's got the toe here. Is he going to be able to try and make a move coming up towards turn 1? Looks as though he's going to have like a brilliant move to the inside. He let off the brakes a little bit, and he taps Nando in the back, and Nando goes flying there into the barriers. Is he going to wait for him? I think surely he's going to have to. Yeah, he does. So he lets Nando get it back together again. Then she's still behind Nando. How is he still behind him?
I don't know what happened there. Yeah, something strange.
Wow.
Now yeah, he's trying to recover this place, and look at the bodywork of Nando. Wow,
that is an absolute mess on that car. Yeah, it's been through the ringer to say the least. But yeah, he's currently running 5 seconds behind Emo Guy. Emo Guy's just checked out, got away from that one while he still could. In the meantime, Velside's still leading this race by 8 seconds. Oh my goodness. He's still got that Ferrari in his rearview mirrors. I don't know how he didn't get passed by Denshi there. Denshi was putting pressure on him lap after lap, and then Nando literally gets shunted into the wall, turn 1, and then she still comes out behind him.
Oh, nice one.
Oh, he's gone off almost into the barriers, keeps it out of the wall by the skin of his teeth. This dropped him out of that battle though for 6th place, and it's now going to be between these two for that P6 here. Nando and Denshi giving us a great show throughout the course of the last part of this race, and Denshi having another look to the inside into the ultimate corner. Can't get it done at the moment though. As,
who's this? It's SimRaceTrain.
Guy's made a mistake coming through the last sector, and he might find himself open to an attack here from the Porsche as the Ferrari pulls out to the right hand side, side by side, down the start finish straight we come. Denshi going to try and go around the outside of Nando if he can. Nando probably has PTSD from last lap where he got tagged by a nice man into the wall, put Denshi out on the late on the brakes, into the outside, gets David got a bit of a top in the rear there. Guy goes wide coming through turns 1 and 2. Denshi there tucks in behind, and no harm done in that one, but Denshi almost taking Guy out of the race there. They're still 5th and 6th, and Nando just behind there running in P7, watching this all unfold in front of him. Last lap of the race. Where's Valeside, the race leader though? Here he comes.
Here he is. Yep. He finishes the second sector.
Yeah, championship leader here. Came into this one back of the grid. He started in the rain tonight at Oschersleben. A lot of people would have ruled him out just simply because of his grid position and because of the work he has to do in the course of what is torrential conditions. But he comes in towards the final corner now. He's going to take another win here this season. Valeside on sizzling form tonight, and indeed throughout this season so far. What a fantastic performance there. Flash the lights as the Merc AMG crosses the line. Valeside is your winner for the sprint race here at Oschersleben. It's going to be Maze Gamer coming in towards the final corner now to take 2nd place. In the end, made a couple of mistakes, dropped him out of the equation. Flash the lights from him though as he finishes the race. Miguelito completes the podium. Pedro, his dad, watching the stream, will be happy with that one. Invalmada out of the last corner. Is he going to come in P4? I think he is, you know. He crosses over the line now to take 4th place. Guy coming in towards the final corner. Denshi Desu, Nando just behind. Then Nando's dropped out of this battle a little bit, but Guy is going to hold Denshi Desu to the line. Made a couple of mistakes in the last part of the race, but he crosses over in 5th place. Denshi Desu on his tier 1 debut comes in 6th. Nando 7th. Nice man in 8th place. Craig, after a difficult end to the race, is going to tiptoe round in 9th place. Not the race that he would have been hoping for, especially the fact that he led the first laps, but nonetheless some decent points there for Craig. He crosses over the line now to finish the race. JM Gore, a lap down, has already finished, and that is that then for the sprint race. Wow,
great sprint race. I think the best we've seen in this season. Fighting for places, for positions from start to finish. Great show from these guys, and hope to see the same in the feature race. As we see, there is a big grid tonight. It's more than 10 guys. DJPhilgreen is still here, but he didn't start in this race. But still, 10 guys who are making a great show, and hope to see an even better race, an even better future race. Hope to see even more battles here, even more clean battles. But this hit which Nando has, it was unbelievable. Yeah, and his car was damaged, but here is I think on the damage simulation it's not real damage, but nevertheless it was a big hit into the wall, but he could even stay on P6, but nevertheless Denshi took this place and finished on P6, made a great job here.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant racing from that pack of cars in the mid-pack, and hats off to the boys who kept it clean as well. We're going to take a very short break here, ladies and gentlemen, while we just get up and ready for the feature race qualifying session. Give us 5 minutes or so and we'll be back on in a moment, so don't go anywhere, stay tuned. We'll see you in a second.
You should go I'm trying hard to make you see. All that you are is all that I need. I know that it's a secret and that I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on. And I don't wanna run away anymore. Leave the lights on, leave the lights on. I know that it's a secret and that I gotta keep it, but I want the lights on, yeah, I want the lights on.
some food as well. Right.
Okay, I'll commentate by my own for a bit. It's not a problem.
Sound mate, they can hear us now then.
We have more than 3 minutes left in this quali session, and DJPhil goes on P5. Yeah, not so fast, but better than Belmont. Let's watch Richie, and right behind Richie is Whaleside. Richie made a mistake, and I think he's now lost his car for a bit, and I think it was an invalidated lap. Yes, it was an invalidated lap. Whaleside, wow, it's an unbelievable lap time as we watched this since the beginning of the previous season. 127.2. He's 2 seconds off XmecOnline. He's absolutely on another planet. Oh, Nicky, nice man, was faster but lost his car on the exit of the pre-last corner. Miguelito goes on P3 now. He's running champion. 2 seconds behind XmecOnline and more than 2 tenths behind XmecOnline and more than 2 seconds behind Whaleside. And then she made a great lap. It's his debut here in Tier 1, and he made a great lap now. 2 seconds behind Whaleside, but still the best of the rest. MazeGamer received the grid penalty. It's 1 place penalty for Maze. He don't have lap time set, but he still have some time even for 2 laps. Let's watch what it will be for Belmont, as he now exiting the pre-last corner. Goes to the last one, right-hander. And he going really slow now, and I don't think that it will be a good lap. Maybe better than DJPhil's. No, he's about half a second behind himself. Nando, the Mudsnuts. These guys are still to put a lap time, as we see Richie going out of the pits. To Craig, no improvements. I think it was an out lap for him. Now Nando. No, it was an out lap. The Mudsnuts shows the lap time, but it's the worst for now. P10, 7 seconds behind Whaleside. Yeah, still 3 guys to set the lap time. And it's Denshi. Maybe Denshi will be faster. Yeah, he goes faster in 28. Great lap time from this debutant. So about 1.5 seconds behind Whaleside, and a great lap time, and I think that he will be in top 3 for sure in this quali session. As we are watching now XmecOnline, who is entering the last corner and now exiting it. Who's in front of him I don't see. Miguelito went into the pits. XmecOnline, no, I think it's an out lap for him. DJPhilgreen, no improvements too. What about our guys who haven't set the lap time? Richie is exiting the last corner. He showed us a great skills in the previous season, but now it's invalidated lap. But he still have some time to another lap, but he will have only 1 chance to improve his lap time. Craig is exiting the last corner. It's about 15 seconds left in this quali session. Craig will still have another lap. No improvements for now, stays P7. What about Nando? Nando goes P3, and a great lap from him, 129.1, and 2 seconds off Whaleside, and 3 tenths behind Denshi Denides only. Good lap from him. So Miguelito, Whaleside, Nice Man, and Belmont in the pits, they won't show any time. As we see Invamada now, and someone in front of him. Oh, it's Denshi, and he lost it. So Invamada, and then will be MazeGamer, who's still to put a lap time. So Invamada, no improvements. Maze, wow, unbelievable lap, 128.6, and he goes on P2, the best of the rest for now. As I think that Denshi won't set any lap time now. XmecOnline, maybe he will improve by a bit. No improvements now. So DJPhilgreen stays in P11, maybe he will go into top 10. Yeah, and he goes into top 10. Pushes the Mudsnuts off, but I think the Mudsnuts is on the flying lap now. Richie still to put the lap time in, and he crossing the line, goes only P9. Not so fast, but still some time. The Mudsnuts goes 1 second faster than Q was, and maybe he will be even in top 10. DJPhil is not in top 10 anymore, he's on the 11th place. Yeah, and I think that only the Mudsnuts may show some lap time now in this quali session. And he made a little mistake, a little spun out of the last corner, but yeah, he improves and he goes on P11. So that's it for the quali session. Wellside is way ahead of everyone. He's on P1 on pole. Then it will be MazeGamer, but not MazeGamer. MazeGamer have a grid penalty, 1 place, so Denshi will start from P2. MazeGamer will start from 3rd place. Then it will be Nando, Imagai, Miguelito, Invamada, Niceman, Richie, Craig, the Mudsnuts, DJPhilgreen, and Belmont will round off the grid. And you're here now, yeah?
Yeah, back from my little fruit break there. Velside looking very strong there, Sergey, isn't he? He's 1.4 seconds clear.
Yeah, unbelievable pace.
Yeah, he's looking unbeatable.
He's got an unbelievable pace.
Looking very ominous here for the other drivers, but everybody's still in with a chance. Obviously, it's a long race, and it could be a very different story once we get into the actual race itself. Obviously, it's going to be a longer distance, and people are going to have to take into account strategy and factor in getting their tyres to the end. It's definitely not going to be an easy walk in the park for Velside, that is for sure. But 13 drivers out on the track here for the GT3s this evening, so we've got a packed outfield for this one. We're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen coming into turn 1, especially Denshi Deshido doing a great job in the qualifying session, getting himself up into 2nd place. Newcomer to tier 1, obviously, with the merger coming in. So yeah, I'm really impressed to see him getting up there. But Maze, Nando, Emo Guy up in P5, had a strong ending to the race in the sprint race as well. Miguelito in Bombarda down in 7th place, Niceman in 8th. Richie, the former champion of the GT3s here at Motive, lining up in 9th place. So interesting to have him out on the grid, racing as a reserve tonight. Should be exciting. But yeah,
hope to see a great race from him. Hope that he's got a better race pace than quali 1, as he made a quali lap right after the end of the qualification.
Yeah, absolutely. But here we go, then we're about to go racing here for the feature race of the evening, the 2nd race for the GT3 tier 1s. Yeah, at Oschersleben. It's obviously rail. Velside took a dominant win in the wet earlier on. MazeGamer made a few mistakes, dropped him down to 2nd place. We saw great fights throughout the field, lots of intriguing battles, hopefully more of the same here. And it is lights out and away we go.
Great start from Richie there.
Great start, yeah, really made a couple of positions there off the line.
And
then she gets up into the lead though. Velside once again getting a not so great other start up into turn 1. We go onto the brakes now. Denshi holds it around the outside into the lead of the race. Oh, as we can see Nando going wide there. He's got Emo Guy looking to his outside, trying to get it around him, but he can't do it at the moment. Puts him behind him. Richie sneaks up the inside, up into 5th place. Great start here from Richie. Emo Guy's losing out. Oh, he's lost it. He's round. He's down to the back of the field there. Emo Guy having a nightmare at the start of this race. Denshi Desu leads the race ahead of Velside. MazeGamer, Nando, Richie, Craig the top 6. Miguelito, oh, Denshi wide side now. Velside's going to sneak it up the inside, side by side, come out towards turn 5. I think the Velside's got that one done, riding on board with MazeGamer, who's stuck in behind these guys at the moment. It's Velside leading the race ahead of Denshi Desu. MazeGamer just in behind there. Nandu running in 4th place. Richie's managed to up into 5th place here on this opening lap. Great start to the race from Richie. Craig there running just behind him in P6. In Bombarda and Miguelito. The Mudsnuts up into 9th place with DJPhil running behind him. Oh, Denshi's down to the back of the pack. Oh no, Nice man and DJPhil coming together. Nice man.
Yeah, it's Niceman and DJPhil into the wall.
Oh no, they're down to the back of the pack there. Niceman there tagging the tyre barrier there. He's running in 13th place here in this race. That's promoted Emo Guy up into 10th. As Denshi Desu now in 11th place here in this race. The Mudsnuts just in front of them. In Barmada though, hunting down Miguelito, looking to try and get this move done up into 6th place. Miguelito there's got Craig in Very, very close quarters in front of him there. For Richie up into 4th place from 9th on the grid here at the end of this first lap.
Yeah.
What a stormer of an opening lap Richie has had, as we've got Miguelito looking down the outside of Craig, out dragging him coming down the start finish straight. Yeah, absolutely. Very, very strange to see the McLaren there out dragging the Merc down the start finish straight, but Miguelito's up into P5, and got side-by-side action here in the background. The Muttnuts having a look, trying to get it done there on Invermada, and he's trying to get it done on Craig here, I think, actually.
Craig?
He's made Craig. Brilliant move.
He overtook Invermada and then Craig.
Absolutely brilliant stuff there, as he's made up a couple of positions, as now Craig is having to Miguelito gets chopped there. Miguelito gets chopped by Richie as he tried to make that move. These two fought it out for the championship last season. It went down to the wire. In the end, Miguelito took the championship and took the title away from Richie. Richie decided not to try and come back, and Richie gets a big spot there. Oh, how has he held on to that? I will never know. Bit of a strange car choice for Richie, driving in the Renault. I haven't seen the Renault RS1.
I like this Renault. It looks cool in this Project Cars game.
I like the RS1 Sport. That's a hell of a car. But in the GT3 series, it's not really that handy. But fair play to Richie for taking himself out of his comfort zone and for twinning it through his paces. He's still holding on.
The Muttnuts has got 1 second penalty.
Yeah, he's picked up a race director skirmish there, but Miguelito's still just behind Richie at the moment. He's got the run coming down the start straight. He's going to have a look to the inside there, as Miguelito is going to, Richie leaves the door open and Miguelito's up the inside, up into the position there. He's nicely done that one. So is he going to overshoot the corner? I think no, he's got that done pretty routinely there. So Miguelito up into 4th place, Richie down a place, the Muttnuts and Craig just behind these guys, still pretty close, but Invermada there getting a bit wide coming through the second corner, which has dropped him out of the equation in that battle. DJPhilgreen on the back of him. He's lost it. Oh no, he's bending into the wall. He was trying to make the move though, and Emo guy had a bit of dirty air coming off the back of that Nissan GTR, and he's into the wall. Belmont running in P12, not too far off the back of him now as well, might try and pick up the pieces. But in fact, Belmont has made the move on Denshi up into 11th place. So Belmont up into upper position. DJPhilgreen losing out massively. Invermada still on the back of DJ Phil in this battle for 9th place at the moment. These two
I think Invermada made a mistake. DJ Phil was behind him.
Yeah, he was. But they've got Craig just in front of them. These three have had pretty much a turbulent race so far in this feature race. All of them have been in the wars in some way or another. As Miguelito running behind the Muttnuts and Richie. Muttnuts doing a really good job.
Miguelito made a mistake.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, Muttnuts doing a really good job getting ahead of Miguelito. He's on the back of Richie and he's stringing himself through the pack here in this race. Great driving from the Muttnuts.
Yeah, he was starting from P11, I think, and now he's running on P6. So these two guys, Richie and the Muttnuts, made a great start. Let's watch if they will be consistent and fast in the race.
Yeah, hopefully they do keep it tidy as they come into turn 1 right now. Richie's got that one held at the moment ahead of the Muttnuts, and Miguelito having a little look to the inside coming into turns 1 and 2. In the end, thinks about that one, really riding over those curbs though, being very aggressive. You have to be with the McLaren though, because it's one of those cars where it isn't really quick in a straight line. You need to maximise the speed in the corners. He's going to get a good run here out of the turn 3. He's got the run there around the outside of the Muttnuts. The Muttnuts is still there on the inside though, still trying to hold on ahead of Miguelito. I think they're still side by side. He's kept on to that position there, the Muttnuts, getting his elbows out and defending that position really well and holding on to 5th place out at the moment. Miguelito still going to have to regather himself and regroup, get himself together again. Hasn't got that one done right now. Richie running at the head of this pack in P4 in that Renault. What a job he's doing in that car. It's not the best in this GT3 class. Oh, Miguelito gets the Muttnuts a big tap in the rear there in towards the chicane. He's a bit too far back. He's dropped off the back of him with that bit of a tap. But Richie, I've got to say, a huge mention to him for the job he's doing in that Renault tonight. You cannot knock him for what he's doing there. As Miguelito now looking to the inside of the Muttnuts, he's going to try and make that move. Oh, it's a risky move as he tries to push him to the edge of the track. Still there is Muttnuts. I think that he's going to hold on to that one. Great racing from those two though. They were side by side going through that. Going side by side to that section is not easy, but he managed to do it. Oh, my guy's lost it. Oh, he gets onto the grass, coming to the penultimate corner. He's into the wall. He gets it going. Oh, he's just going to get going in front of Craig there, but he's going to lost out a bit of time there. He's lost touch.
He's got 1 second penalty.
Yeah, and he's lost out to the battle for P4 there with the Mutsnuts, Miguelito and Richie. But Craig now looking. Oh no!
The Mutsnuts.
Mutsnuts has spun out. Miguelito looks like it might have been contact there with Miguelito. He's now rejoined just in front of Emo Guy. This has given Richie a bit of breathing space now in 4th place. He can now just kind of take a deep breath and take what he's got here. But Mutsnuts there having a bit of a horror show. He's got Emo Guy and Craig in hot pursuit there. Invarmada in the background dropping off with his back a little bit there in 9th place. Mutsnuts kicking up a bit of grass there. Keeps it on the track. Emo Guy and Craig are going to look to try and capitalise on any little mistakes here as we ride on board with Craig right now. Lap 5 of 25. Pit window will be opening on lap 8. And at the moment we're still yet to see anybody come in and serve that pit stop. But Emo Guy on the back of the Mutsnuts, so close, nose to tail at the moment between these two into the chicane. But Emo Guy hasn't been able to pick up that position back on the Mutsnuts. Emo Guy and the Mutsnuts both making mistakes within a lap of each other, and they're dropped down to 6th and 7th places respectively. Craig keeping tabs with these two at the moment. Invarmada has pulled up onto the back of Craig as well as we can come onto the brakes here. Emo Guy can't get the move done on the Mutsnuts at the moment, tucking in behind him. But Invarmada's really brought himself into contention with the mistakes from these drivers up ahead of him. He's just kept going and kept plugging away, and he's now very much in contention here. 2 seconds separating these 4 drivers, Sergey.
Oh, and the made a mistake. Made a contact. And it's a chance for Craig. Maybe he'll have a great exit of the corner.
Little flash of the lights there from Emo Guy. I don't think he was too impressed with Craig there as we come onto the brakes into turn 1. And at the moment, Invarmada's too far back. Oh no! He gets spun out there by Emo Guy. Emo Guy waits for him very sportingly there, but the damage is done. Craig and Invarmada squeezed through up into 6th and 7th places. Emo Guy, you've got to give him respect for that one because he did wait for the Mutsnuts to get it going again. But Mutsnuts is not going to be too chuffed with that one. Invarmada's backed out. Invarmada's backed out. I think he had a slowdown penalty coming up towards turn 3.
Maybe.
Because he was right up the chuff of Craig and he's now dropped out of that one. Richie's lost out. Miguelito's up into 4th. Richie's dropping back. What's happened to Richie?
Richie, and I think Miguelito just overtook him.
Yeah, he's dropped back by a couple of seconds already here, so maybe Richie making a mistake. Miguelito off into 4th place, the reigning champion, making progress. He's only about 9 seconds off of the back of Nando at this point, as Invarmada still looking to try and get the move done on Emo Guy into the chicane, but still can't get it done. Emo Guy running just behind the Mutsnuts. These two have been battling it out for a few laps now, but Mutsnuts is going to be a little bit wary of Emo Guy after that mistake coming into turn 1 where he spun him out a little bit, ended up waiting for him, very sportsmanlike of Emo Guy. But Mutsnuts is probably going to be a bit nervous now with that GTR being so close in contention behind him. DJPhilgreen having a look on DJ Phil, trying to recover positions here. DJPhilgreen qualified 2nd in the qualifying session before this race, but the race just hasn't gone to plan for him in any way, shape or form. It's been a turbulent race for this man in the Ferrari.
He almost lost it again.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Looks like
he's not consistent in the race, and I think that it's the only one thing that he should improve. If he will be consistent, he will be in top 5 or even in top 3.
DJ Phil defending his position, absolute masterclass defensive driving there from the DJ. When he goes a little bit deeper to the corner, then she's going to punish him for that one. He always tries to squeeze around the outside, and DJ Phil is not just going to disappear. And unfortunately, those two coming together, I think that was a little bit of a 50-50 there. DJPhilgreen expected DJ Phil to just evaporate, and it wasn't happening. And in the end, those two having a bit of a collision there. Belmont spun out. Belmont spun out as well, and he will have these two on the back of him pretty shortly. Emo Guy's typing in the general chat section on the Discord. I'm not sure what he's doing there, but he's not happy with something. He's currently running just behind Invarmada still. Craig in the foreground there of this battle in 6th place. These dropping off at the back of the leaders lap after lap after lap by the second. But Invarmada still on the back of Craig at the moment. So unfortunate there for DJ Phil and DJPhilgreen coming together there though, and dropping back.
And then she overtook DJ Phil.
He has made that move.
Maneuver.
Yeah, he's up into 10th place.
And Craig lost.
Oh no, Craig's had a moment there. He's dropped down behind Emo Guy. So maybe the pressure from Emo Guy has got to him a little bit, and he's lost out there. Belmont not too far behind Craig. Also, Emo Guy's still on the back of Invermada in the battle for 6th and 7th places, over the line to complete lap 7 of the race. Emo Guy with a penalty from the race director, presumably for track limits, but he needs to keep it tidy and clean and stay on the right side of the race director. Into turn 1 they come. A lot of drivers really do take advantage of that curve on the inside, and one thing I learned from yesterday in the GTEs is that you don't want to ride over that curve, you just want to clip it so that it rotates the car enough to turn into the corner and get you pointing. You want to get that alignment for turn 2 and get that nice radius around the corner, but what they're doing is they're just completely clouting it, and then they're taking too much in the first part. It compromises you for the second part, so that's something I'm noticing. It must be quite easy to do in these GT3s. The GTEs, you could pretty much take a perfect line through those corners, and this one as well. You see, you kind of just drifted out wide in a perfect fashion. It was like the cars are just designed for this track. But at the moment, Emo Guy losing a bit of time to Invermada throughout the course of this lap. Just over a second separating these two at the moment. Some interesting racing there.
So Wellside is leading the race now, and he's 8 seconds in front of Mace. Mace is doing a great job. He's really fast in this race, and he has got a good pace, but it's not enough to fight Wellside, so he's now 9 seconds behind him. Then Nando is on the final podium spot, so on P3, and Miguelito is 3 seconds behind him. I think Miguelito will try to overtake him as soon as possible. We may see some battle here. Richie is on P5, and I think it's a good race for him. He started on P9, was on P4, but Miguelito made a maneuver, made an overtake, and Richie is down to P5. Imagai overtook Invermada for the battle for the 6th place. So Imagai is on P6, Invermada on P7. Then Craig is down to P8. And then we see that Denshi will try to fight Belmont for the 9th place for good points.
He's already put 4 seconds between himself and DJ Phil as Denshi since making that move a couple of laps ago, so he's eyeing up his next victim there. Is he going to try and make this move coming into turn 3? Belmont there just holding his ground, goes a little bit deep into the corner. Denshi's going to try and capitalise on that. I think he's going to have the move done there. Yeah, he's done that really nicely there. Quite routine stuff from DJPhilgreen up into the 9th place, as Belmont doesn't give him too much of a headache in that little exchange. Invermada running just behind Emo Guy. These two continuing to have a phenomenal fight here in the mid-pack of this race. These two...
Yeah, and between the open since the 8th lap, and we now have the 9th.
Yeah, so these guys can come in at any time throughout the course of this race. I dearly do hope that I did set the mandatory pit stop on. I think I did. Anyway, Belmont still running just behind DJPhilgreen. Invermada's got the slipstream here on Emo Guy. Down the start finish straight they come. Is he going to have to make a move? Emo Guy defending his position to the inside line, and did a bit of a flash of the lights there as he moved to the inside of the track. Not quite sure what that's a message to, but goes a little bit deep into the first turn, compromises a little bit for the second bit, holds it on though, and Invermada's not able to get around him just at the moment. Emo Guy there on and off those brakes. I think he might have a problem with that pedal there, Sergey, because he is putting those brakes on down the straight. You see there's lights coming. Oh, he goes wide there coming through turn 3, and I think that he's going to have the position done as Invermada. Still no, Emo Guy's not there anymore. He's done that one, Invermada. Emo Guy's got problems with that brake pedal. He's got problems with that brake pedal, I can tell, because his brake pedals are coming on down the straights and all over the place. He's got some severe problems with that pedal. He probably needs to... Richie! Oh, he resets as well. He puts it back onto the track. He's behind Invermada and Emo Guy, so that's dropped him out of the equation.
Chance to Craig.
He was doing a really good job in that Renault though, to be fair. Hats off to him, because it's not an easy car to drive in this GT3 class. Emo Guy is still running just behind Invermada at the moment. These two are a long way behind the leaders, if you can call them the leaders. I mean, Nando and Miguelito currently 2 seconds apart in the battle for 3rd place. Miguelito is closing that gap though to Nando. Over the last few laps he's been bringing it down and bringing himself into contention. Velside's lead over Mace, 12 seconds. Looks like Velside's pretty much in control even of this race. But Miguelito, the reigning champion of the GT3, still keeping Nando on his toes right now. Emo Guy there, sat in 6th. He's about a second behind Invermada at the moment, as these two coming into turn 1. But at the moment, Belmont's doing what he has to do to keep him a guy at bay, just about keeping him at arm's length. Craig just behind Belmont, these two separated by a second coming over the line to complete lap 10 of the race in towards turn 1. Craig's I think he's obviously been passed by Belmont due to the mistake that he made, but he's trying to get back onto the rear end of him if he can. Belmont's just been consistent throughout this race, and whenever somebody who in front of him makes a mistake, like Denshi or Craig or DJ Phil, Belmont just picks the position up. He keeps it together.
But I remember this one mistake from Belmont. He made a big mistake in this feature race, or maybe in sprint, I don't remember, I'm sorry. But he made a mistake, and here is another one.
Yeah, that was so close there. That could have been easily tears for Belmont, but he keeps it on the track right now, and Craig's now looking to try and get this move done. Up towards the chicane they come. Is Craig going to try and go for a move? No, too far back still onto the brakes, but he goes really wide. Oh no, he spun it, lights up the rear tyres. That's giving Belmont some breathing space there as Craig completely loses it. He's got some leaders, I think, coming around as well.
Made a mistake in the same corner.
And there's leaders coming round. They're going to have to be careful here. Vale's side, the race leader's coming round. He's just put a lap on them there, so no issues there for Vale's side. Gets through without any major
Craig again lost it.
Oh, Craig's having a nightmare right now, isn't he? It's just gone from bad to worse for him.
DJ Phil overtook him.
Vale's side there got caught up behind Craig and DJ Phil a little bit. His gap to Maze has gone from 12 seconds now down to 9 seconds.
So Craig is into the pits. Craig will go into the pits.
Absolutely, he is making that mandatory pit stop, but I reckon Maze is definitely going to be watching that timing screen, looking at what's happening to Vale's side, and maybe thinking that he may have a sniff in this race if issues continue to befall the race leader here. But Craig into the pits, as you said. Gap between Vale's side and Maze currently 11 seconds. Looks like Nando's pulled out a bit of a gap to Miguelito, since Miguelito made a couple of mistakes there. Currently 4 seconds separating the two guys fighting over the final podium spot. Invarmada and Emo guys separated by 2 seconds in their battle for 5th and 6th. Invarmada's pulled out a bit of a gap there to Emo guy. Richie still sat in 7th ahead of Denshi Desu. Miguelito's in the pits, so he's making his mandatory pit stop now at the end of lap 12. But Craig also coming in to serve his stop. Richie running just behind Denshi Desu there, as you see Miguelito slowing down to 37 miles an hour, and into the pits he comes. Pack kind of spread out a little bit now, not really a whole lot going on at this point. Looks like it's kind of just settled down ever so slightly.
Yeah, it was a great start, fire start, but then no battles. Then we see no battles here, and these guys is doing just their mandatory pit stops. As you see Denshi. Wow. Watch it, this glass.
So this is what Motive Racing TV has come to now. When there's no action out on the track, we show a montage of each and every driver coming into the pits to make their stop. So there's Denshi Desu, DJ Phil.
He almost killed the mechanics from DJ Phil.
DJ Phil, here he comes. Let's have a look and see how he stops in his box. You can see DJ Phil races on the pad, can't you, just by his steering inputs.
Yeah.
I said the same thing about yourself, Sergey. When I watch you racing on ACC, I look in the cockpit and I see your driver, it makes me laugh every time, because like the amount of work that you're doing just to keep that car on track is insane. I look in the cockpit and I see like your wheel going, just like swerving from one side to the next. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really funny to watch.
It is hilarious when I'm watching you on the ACC streams, I've got to say. But, also impressive as well. I mean, you've got to respect the hustle. You know, it's not easy at all. You have to pretty much be so focused and on it all the time. So hats off to you. But Denshi Desu coming out of the pits now to emerge.
Denshi behind Phil. Denshi is exiting behind DJ Phil, yeah.
Yeah, so Phil.
Maybe Denshi, and now Denshi will try to overtake.
Oh, we are side by side here. Denshi will try and go around the outside into turn 3. I think he's going to have that one done. DJ Phil didn't fight that one too hard. Broke a little bit early. And Denshi Desu is up into 9th place there, so he retakes that position, which he lost in the pit stop. As Richie's, well, we're not sure.
In the pits.
Pits, yeah, we go.
In the pits. Yeah, this barrier is looking strange.
Yes, it is a little bit worse for wear. But Miguelito over the line to start lap 15 of the race.
And it's Belmont ahead of him. If he's still to make his mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, made that move quite easily there. Miguelito, though, having made that pit stop, will definitely be further up the grid than he is at the moment, but I think he's lost a bit more time in the pits than he would have ideally hoped for. He was on the back of Nando. He is now 45 seconds behind Nando, so
Nando
lost out.
wasn't in the pits. Nando is still to go into the pit lane.
Yeah, 45 seconds though. I think that's a little bit more than what you would expect for a pit
But
stop,
it's really big. It's really big pit entry here.
True.
You need to drive slowly for a long time, and all may happen here.
Yeah, that is a good point. But Miguelito, they're still running in P6 right now. He's obviously made that pit stop. He's got that done and out of the way. Invarmada coming in. Yep, slowing the car down. Looking a little bit worse for wear on the front end of that car as Emo Guy's starting his 15th lap of the race. Invarmada slowing it down to 37 miles an hour. Let's see what his pit crew can do. Let's see what Invarmada's guys have got in the tank here as he comes up to.
He's driving on the pad too.
Yeah, you can always tell from the cockpit cam. You can always tell on the cockpit cam what steering input drivers use as he slows his car down. Let's see what his pit crew do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I reckon that was. Oh, he's being held. That's about an 8 or 9 second pit stop there for Invarmada. Not ideal at all. Definitely not what he would have wanted. Maze is in the pits, just up
Maze.
Maze is coming in. Oh, he's behind Belmont. So these two both coming in. Let's see what Belmont does here in the box. Let's see what sort of pit stop time he gets. Are we going to see a Red Bull F1 team?
And he lost.
Type pit stop.
He lost.
Good time there.
Yeah, Belmont lost his pit lane, I think.
Yeah. Oh, once again. Look, everybody's getting held in the pits here. Oh my goodness.
Maze made a great lap. Maze.
Stuff there from Maze's boys. He will definitely be yelling them around after this one because his team has got him in and out of that box in record time.
Like Red Bull in F1.
100%. Yeah, Red Bull.
The fastest pit.
We know the most talented F1 team in the pit lane. But Maze Gamer coming out of the pits now in P3. Only 40 seconds off the back of the race leader Velside, who's still yet to pit. Emo Guy coming in now. So now the question is, if Velside were to have a bit of a shabby pit stop and Maze keep the hammer down to the end of this race, keep plugging away, could we be seeing Maze put a bit of pressure on Velside? It's unlikely, let's be honest, but it's not out of the question. Emo Guy coming down the pit lane now. Let's see what sort of pit stop he gets. Into the box he comes, slows it down to 0 miles an hour. Onto the jacks he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And a held up into the
7,
pits.
8, 9, 10, 11.
And what?
12.
I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh no! Oh dear.
He lost so many times.
Emo Guy's off.
So Wellside. Wellside made it perfect. Where will be Maze? No, I think it's not enough time to Maze to overtake Wellside. Yeah, Wellside is exiting the pits. Only Nando may be in front of him, but I don't think so. I think Wellside will be. Ah, no, Nando is on the leader of the race now, but yeah, and Maze gained some seconds. Maze is now only 6 seconds behind Wellside, and it was 8, but will be really hard for him to drop this gap back to make it. Oh, yes, he now made a little mistake. Slide a bit.
Yes, Maze is actually gained quite a lot on Velside through the pit stops, hasn't he? It's currently about 6-7 seconds between the two leaders, so Maze has done really well over the course of this pit stop phase. And if Velside were to get a little bit held up behind Nando, this could maybe be a beacon of shining light here for Maze Gamer. He's definitely not out of this one for the win. 7.5 seconds.
Yeah, maybe Nando will wait till the end, and maybe he will go into the pits on 23rd or 24th lap.
Although he is coming in, so unfortunately there we are robbed of an interesting end to this race as Velside comes out the last corner to once again maintain the lead of the race.
Oh, Nando is driving on the pad.
Oh wow, yeah, he is. Should we have a look at everyone's steering and just so we know exactly what everyone's driving with first? Let's run on what with Earl's side. I'm sure he's on a wheel.
Yeah.
He's definitely on a wheel, 100%. 100% on a wheel.
Smart driving.
I think Maze used to drive on a pad. Oh, it's difficult to know, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
He was asking me. He was asking me if it's hard to drive on the gamepad in ACC. I said no, but for me it's not hard. But
no, I think he's driving on a wheel.
No, I don't know. It's really hard to say because we see that his steering wheel is below the camera.
I think he's on a wheel, you know. I think he's running on high sensitivity.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah.
What about Nando? Nando was on the pad, we know that for sure. Let's watch him come into this corner. Yeah, he's on a pad. 100%. Miguelito, let's just drop on Miguelito, see what he's doing. Miguelito, I think he's on a wheel, as far as I know. Oh yeah, definitely on a wheel. No doubt whatsoever about that one. He is 100% on a wheel. In Barmada. Oh, that's a difficult one. Maybe
even guy left the session.
I reckon Barmada's running on high sensitivity. That might be because his input.
It's pad.
Actually, no, it's pad. Yeah, pad. Denshi. Let's see what Denshi's running on. As it comes over the line to start lap 18 of this race, in towards turn 1, we're going to see now if the man in the Ferrari is driving on the pad or the wheel. That's the wheel. He's on a wheel.
Yeah, it's a wheel.
Richie, I'm pretty sure, is on a pad. I remember he's raced on a pad. Let's see. Yeah, I reckon. But he's actually got very good steering. Considering like he's on a pad, he's actually pretty good at that, at steering the car.
Yeah, he's really fast. Yeah, he's really fast. I don't know how this guy is driving on the pad in this game. It's unbelievable for me to drive here because I'm losing car in each corner. I can only drive in Indy 500, you know, on the oval only in this game. DJPhil is on the pad, yeah, we know it. Belmont?
I think he's on a wheel.
Yeah, I think so too. And Craig? I think he's on the wheel too.
Yeah. So actually, this race is being dominated by pad drivers. The only drivers on a wheel in the top 6 are Velside and Miguelito. You've got Maze, Nando, Barmada. Oh yeah, Denshi's on a wheel as well. But yeah, interesting stuff there, seeing what controller everyone's using. Obviously, when you're riding on board people, you can really get a glimpse of exactly what their control mechanism is. We've got Humble Racer in the comments section saying, "Hey guys, just done testing the GTE and LMP2 cars. What a blast!" Well, Humble Racer, we've got quite a few. We've got quite an oversubscription of drivers here for the multi-class series tonight. But if there's any space, then I'll let you know. I'll shoot over an invite to you, mate. But Denshi running, just about to put a, just being lapped there by Maze Gamer. So he's now a lap down.
Yeah.
Man currently running in
These two guys are doing a great job. Maze and Whaleside. They really like this track. I think they know it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not a surprise that they're on P1 and P2.
No, they've been doing absolutely superbly over the course of this one. Lap 20 or 25 here, 5 laps left to go. Nando running in the final podium spot. He's got 5 seconds back to Miguelito at this point. Is he going to be able to hold on for that P3 as we see Belmont there sliding all over the place?
Craig made a little mistake now.
Yeah, Craig is a little bit here and there right now. Now Belmont's going to try and get a good exit here and maybe challenge Craig, but he's too far back coming into the chicane. Just at the moment, these only 2 drivers with a penalty here in this race. I'm really surprised about that, but it's impressive to see that Maze and
Barmada with 2 seconds and Maze with 1 second penalty.
Yeah, these drivers are the only ones to pick up a penalty over the course of this race so far, so really good job to everybody who's managed to stay clear of the race director and keep themselves out of trouble. Yeah, Belmont, they're still running behind Craig at this point. These two about 5 seconds off in the back of DJPhil, who's sat in 8th place at the moment. Richie's 5 seconds ahead of DJPhil on the road. But yeah, 5 laps in this race. GabJ, DeHuisRocker
4
in the
laps.
comments mentioned the
Because
positive
Wellside.
comments, otherwise opinions are invalid. Yeah, you've got
It will be 4 laps.
DeHuisRocker recommends that we show the trackside camera more and do less of the cockpit cameras. To be fair, DeHuisRocker, we just wanted to see what everyone's controllers were, what they were using, whether they were using a wheel or a pad, what their inputs were like. We just wanted to get an idea of what exactly they were up against, if that makes sense. But apologies for that if it's not what you want to be seeing on the stream. It's just what we fancy showing.
Noticed. Wanted to notice.
Yeah, but no, fair enough. Obviously, Wellside though coming around the last corner, he's going to take the line to start lap 22 of this race. 4 laps left to go here at Oschersleben. His gap to Maze has pretty much stayed more or less the same since the pit stop phases, so he's just kept it consistent and kept that margin that he's had.
He's about 1 second faster than Maze from each lap. So Wellside is doing what he's doing what he has shown us in the previous season and in this season. And I don't think that there is someone who may fight with him for the win, for the title. Maybe only in some races, as we've seen in the previous race in Sprint when Wellside finished on P6. As I remember, yeah, there are some races like that, but I think that in majority of races Wellside will be consistent and fast as he is today.
Yeah, for sure. But these two are long way ahead of everybody else at the moment. Wellside and Maze seem to be in a class of their own. I mean, Wellside's got 10 seconds to Maze, but then Maze has got 30 seconds back to Nando. And Nando now coming under increasing pressure from Miguelito. This for the final podium spot. It's kind of like big gaps between the groups here. You've got Wellside and Maze in their own league. You've got Nando and Miguelito not massively far off, but certainly not on the same wavelength as the front two. They've got a big gap back to Invalmada, who's running all by himself in 5th. Then she does to a lap down, as well as Richie, DJPhil and Craig and Belmont rounding out the field right now. But Miguelito piling this pressure on, last season's champion here of these GT3s. It's going to give this a good go to try and get up onto the back of Nando if he possibly can. What has he got left up his sleeve here in the final?
Yeah, he's faster. As we see that he was 3 seconds faster than Nando on the last lap, and I think that Miguelito now is really want to have this 3rd place to finish on the podium in both races tonight.
Yeah, he really is on it in the final part of this race. Is Miguelito, is he going to be able to get himself into that podium spot and give himself some extra points here, try and minimise the gap being built up by Wellside in the championship? DeHuisRocker saying in the comments there, just a bit sad, tier 2 has been scrapped. I know, DeHuisRocker, I know, but it would have been a 4-car race if we had gone ahead with it. It just would have been completely a waste of time for everybody involved. But in towards turn 1 we go, and for the time being, Nando's still holding on ahead of Miguelito for this battle for 3rd place, coming out of turn 2 now, turn 3 even, and for the time being he's got that one held on to.
Miguelito is watching on the outside.
Here he comes. No, not enough track there for him to do it. Nando just parking his car in all the right places, and there's no way around at the moment for Miguelito. 2nd down on his personal best in that 1st sector, clearly losing out behind that Porsche, losing heaps of time in that one. But Wellside's onto his penultimate lap. The race leader's got 2 laps left to go here at Oschersleben in the feature race. Miguelito still putting the pressure on Nando, still trying anything he can to get himself into 3rd place. A little bit too far back coming into the chicane though at the moment. Yeah,
not enough time, and Nando made a little mistake there.
Yeah,
and Miguelito is watching on the inside.
He's going to go side by side with him into the braking zone. I think Miguelito's going to have that one done. Nando got a poor run coming out.
Yeah, Miguelito done it.
Yeah, he's up into 3rd place there. Great stuff from Miguelito. Nando made a small mistake, and Miguelito did not need a 2nd invitation. He can now just try and consolidate that position, bring it home in the podium spots, and he won't lose too many points to Wellside in the championship standings. Nando there fought valiantly, and in the end will feel a little bit unlucky to have lost out into that 3rd spot. But a lap and a half left to go here. The race leader Wellside will be crossing the line soon to start his final lap. Here he comes in towards the final sector of this penultimate lap of the race. took the win in the sprint race. Looks like he's going to do another one here in this feature race.
Yeah, I think it will be a double for him. He'll finish on the first place in the sprint and on the first in the feature. And he was really fast. As we see, his last lap was 1:27.9 and this 1:28.3. But it's still better than the whole pack. We see that only Maze is in 1:30s, but all another peloton is 1:30.9, 1:30.6 is the best one. But 1:33, 1:31, 1:32, these guys are absolutely in their own league.
Definitely. It's pretty close aside from Bellside. But to be fair, Maze and Miguelito are capable of matching Bellside on their best laps, but they just can't do it consistently enough. Too many laps they're wanting by a second or two. Bellside is just consistent as anything, puts in the same times lap after lap after lap. And yeah, Maze and Miguelito can match him on the odd one, but it's just a case of doing it time by time again. It's just not working out for them. We've got DeHuisRocker there saying a nice move there by Miguelito, good clean pass. Also Cosmic Mike echoing those sentiments. Those guys enjoying that battle for the final podium spot between Miguelito and Nando. But here's your race leader Velside. A few corners left to go here.
Only 4 cars will be in the leading lap, as we see Velside overtaking Armada.
Indeed, yeah, just goes to show the dominance that Velside has exerted over the rest of the field here over the course of this event. Started at the back of the field in the sprint race in the wet conditions, came through the pack to take the win, started at the front here for this feature race and has not looked back in these dry conditions. Flashed the lights from Velside, takes another double win tonight here at Oschersleben, extends his championship lead, taking it once again another dominant runaway victory. Can anybody stop this man this season? It's looking very much like Velside is going to romp home with this championship. Maze Gamer coming over the line to take a second place there, not too far behind him in the end, about 10 seconds separating those two by the end of the race. DeedeeTKU is sat in P6. He's finishing the race now, a lap down.
Not so bad.
The lead of
Not so bad.
Yes, some solid points there for Denchi in 6th place, considering this is tier 1 debut as well. Richie coming in towards the final couple of corners now. Sat in P7, here he comes out of the last corner. Not too bad of a result there from Richie. Gotta say, he just kept on going, driving in the Renault as a late standing reserve tonight. Miguelito though is going to come home to take the final podium spot in the end. Great battle towards the end of that race with Nando. He comes home to take 4th behind Miguelito. DJ Phil crosses the line to finish in 8th place, a lap down. Craig crosses the line in 9th. He's also a lap down. Belmont is coming out of the last corner to finish the race. Sergey, you're the best cameraman. You're the best cameraman in the world, Sergey. The way you're able to pick up the lap cars and know exactly where they are on the track, that's just like some quick calculations there, my man. Great job.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate.
Tailside takes the win there by 19 seconds in the end over Maze Gamer. Maze Gamer had a 1-second penalty, wouldn't have made a whole load of difference, to be honest with you. Miguelito completing the podium with a great battle with Nando towards the end. In Armada in P5, DJPhilgreen, Richie, DJ Phil, Craig and Belmont completing that top 10 and rounding out the field. We'll obviously have the Mutts Nuts who retired from the race. There's some great action here for the GT3 Tier 1s. Apologies for those who wanted to see a Tier 2 stream. We've scrapped the Tier 2s due to what is lack of interest. Unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And if we have an overflow of say 10 drivers for the GT3 series, then we will consider opening up a second tier mid-season. But a real shame that we've had to scrap that one. But we had some great action through the Tier 1s. Sergey, it's been an absolute pleasure commentating alongside yourself as always, mate. And I've got to ask you...
Yeah, the same.
We've got to ask you the $1 million question though. Who's your driver of the day for this one?
It's really hard to say, but I think it will be Maze Gamer for me, because he was very near Velside in the sprint and in the feature race, and he's the only man who is driving in the same league with Velside in this race. So from my point of view, Maze Gamer for me is the driver of the day tonight.
Fair play, mate. You'll vote for Maze. For me, I'm just going to have to give it to Velside because he was dominant. He controlled it. Both races took the W, came from the back in the first race, completely drove off in the second race. A few comments coming in here from the fans in the comment section. The Lazy Camel saying hello, welcome Lazy Camel, joined the party a little bit too late for this one, but good to have him in the comments nonetheless. Cosmic Mike says that he's definitely an alien in his fail side. Possibly. DeHuisRocker reckons he is. Well done guys, nice race, says DeHuisRocker. And Cosmic Mike says great commentating lads again, well done, thank you very much mate, appreciate that. But that is that then for the GT3, ladies and gentlemen. Join us for the next GT3 race next week. This is obviously round 3 of the season, round 4 coming up next time out, so make sure you join us next Saturday for the 4th round of the season. We'll be starting the practice session on time next week. Apologies for not televising the practice session like I promised. We had a 5:30 PM scheduled start, but we've started in the end at about 6 o'clock, so apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. Next time we will be on time on it. Next time out we're at Alton Park for the 4th round of the GT3s. But big thank you from all of us. Don't go anywhere guys, because we'll be live for our next stream in a few moments time. The LMP2 GTE multi-class making its first appearance here on the Motive channel here on Project Cars 2, so stick around, we'll be live for that very shortly. Big thank you to you Sergey for joining me in the box tonight mate.
Yeah, thanks mate, it was a good night of